Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so just to state the obvious, it's election season, it's candidate A versus candidate B, and so you got millions of people who have to make a decision. They need to compare and contrast the two candidates, and of course there's a lot of important factors here. And as we know, Donald Trump has some significantly healthy leads on almost all the issues. We've been covering that for months, but the one thing that Donald Trump doesn't have, at least according to the media, according to the official narrative, the one place where Donald Trump supposedly loses is as a human being. That's what they tell you, right? Kamala Harris, she's joy. She's just such a good, caring person. And Donald Trump, he's a selfish, egomaniacal, sociopathic billionaire who only cares about himself. That's what they say, right? Democrats pretend as if they have a monopoly on nice. Yeah, maybe Ellen DeGeneres' version of nice. I'm here to poop on their frickin' parade. Leftoids, to be honest, you don't even win on that issue. And that right there is the topic of this video. Donald Trump's not the bad guy that he's painted to be. In fact, he's a better person than Kamala Harris. Easily. And he continues to prove it, not with his talk, all the blah blah blah, I'm such a good person, let me take money out of this person's pocket and give it to you and then I'll take credit for it. Ooh, I'm such a good person. No, he doesn't need to talk. Donald Trump speaks through his actions, and once again, the Donald proves all the naysayers wrong, not by talking, but by actually doing. Let's have a conversation about that. That's going to be the topic of this video. Let me make the point. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I guess this video is going to kind of build on to a saga that's been going on this channel forever. It's another segment of Donald Trump is not the demon that they tell you he is. Donald Trump isn't as bad as people make him seem. We've played a million clips to this effect, and now we got another. You know, while Kamala Harris is whining and lying about Ron DeSantis supposedly refusing to cooperate and work with her, while Kamala Harris is politicizing the current crisis going on in the South, while she's trying to get her photo ops and attack the opposing side, Donald Trump's not playing those petty games, he's just actually doing things. We've got this tweet from the Post-Millennial. Reports indicate that President Trump is hosting Hurricane Milton linemen at his Trump Doral resort in Miami for free as they prepare to assist Florida's hurricane victims. Take a look at the clip.
Joshua Asu. Keith Wales.
Cody Johnson?
Yep.
Ben Williams? Kyle Erickson? Were you? Kyle.
And I think the first comment right here below the video pretty much says it all. This is a leader. Thanks, Jay. I totally agree. You know, once again, it builds on the history of Donald Trump. When people are in need, he always shows up. We've covered so many stories of people claiming that Donald Trump helped them in their personal life. There's a story of the Woolman Rink in Central Park back from 1986.
The Woolman Skating Rink in Central Park is open again. The city spent nearly 6 years and $12 million trying to fix it, and then to the rescue, developer Donald Trump. As Tracy Egan tells us now, he accomplished in 3.5 months what the city couldn't do in 6 years.
Mayor Koch and Donald Trump shook hands and came out complimenting each other for reopening Woolman Rink.
Donald, you performed a great public service.
No roadblocks were put up. In fact, it was the exact opposite. We've gotten our permits, our approvals. We've gotten everything as quickly as it could be gotten.
Everything included the city's permission to step in and finish the project, originally scheduled for completion in 1982, but repeatedly delayed.
We executed quickly. We came in 3 months ahead of schedule, and we saved this entire season, which really we're very happy about. And we also came in $750,000 under budget.
The mayor gives Trump full credit for getting the job done.
You know, the list goes on and on and on. When people need him, Trump actually shows up. And so there's this constant conversation in the media, and always these talking heads, these bots come to the same conclusion. Orange man bad. I know, it's a real easy narrative to perpetuate. They love the attention that they get from it, the adoration from the vote blue no matter who, blue ain't on freaks, but it's simply BS. Trump is always there, man. It seems almost as if he's the only guy who actually cares. The only guy in politics who sees something happening and says, hey, we're going to do something about it. And the best part is he gets the job done ahead of schedule and under budget. You know, I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of like the hallmark of a leader. Trump sees an issue, he diagnoses an issue, and then puts it front and center. Meanwhile, these Democrats, to be fair, a lot of these Republicans, they're simply not the same breed. Everything's me, or whatever the party needs to get this week's headline. Whatever whatever our donors need. It's a different kind of thinking, and that's why they hate him so much. You know, there's been a whole scramble around this Hurricane Helene situation. Obviously, it hasn't been so good for Kamala Harris, and the media has been working overtime to protect her. The simple fact is Donald Trump's been outshining Kamala Harris, despite all the media's effort. And again, it's because of that exact thing. Because Trump actually cares and actually shows up.
Shortly after Helene made landfall in the United States on September 26, Joe Biden was at his house in Rehoboth Beach. Vice President Kamala Harris was flying between ritzy California fundraisers, hobnobbing with celebrities. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was in Los Angeles presiding over an award ceremony. How do you respond to those accusations from J.D. Vance?
Kate, we don't listen to or pay attention to such unproductive and, quite frankly, counterproductive words.
When Hurricane Helene made landfall, Biden was at the beach, literally, and Kamala Harris was flying between ritzy California fundraisers. Alejandro Mayorkas was at an awards ceremony in Los Angeles. And what a pathetic response, by the way. Obviously, it's true when their reaction is like a deer caught in the headlights. They're nowhere to be seen playing politics, doing social events with fancy elitists. Meanwhile, Donald Trump first thing got on a plane and went straight to the disaster zone, as if he was president. Oh, it's all a campaign stunt. Yeah, give me a break. You know, people might have fell for that back in 2016, but after experiencing 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency and seeing that, you know, he did the exact same thing throughout his entire presidency, no matter where the crisis was, Trump showed up and got the freaking job done and worked with local officials and even brought other people in, this time bringing in Elon Musk to help so many people in need. You know, considering his track record, I'm gonna say it's more who he is and less political tactics. It's not even freaking close, or at least it shouldn't be. And in terms of the comparison, it's obvious what the truth is, despite, you know, Donald Trump's bombastic attitude, despite the fact that he's a little bit rough on the edges, he's objectively just a better person. And on so many of these issues, he's just on the right side of history. He's more caring and compassionate than all these Democrats who keep going on about how caring and compassionate they are. Most of what they warn you about with him is pure projection. That's actually them. And I've been saying that for years. I mean, it's so clear. Just look at the most important issues. Donald Trump and Elon Musk vow to defend free speech as the left endorses censorship. And again, obviously there's a track record there. We can see that with Elon Musk's work on the X.com platform. You got one side, that's the Trump/Elon side, fighting for free speech, essentially fighting for your rights. And you got the other side, literally arguing for the exact opposite. I mean, Hillary Clinton just the other day was talking about getting rid of Section 230, not to enable free speech, as some people would argue, but to enable the government to take back control over the public conversation.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave, platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
And of course, we know Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's history on the issue. I might as well play the clips again. I mean, it gets repetitive, but it's election season. It's important that people are bombarded with these clips.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
If you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
You got one side, that's the Trump-Elon side, that's fighting for your First Amendment rights, and you got the other side, where they're essentially wannabe communist tyrants. They're freaking Soviet-style communists. They want to control information. All information that's detrimental to them is misinformation, dangerous conspiracy theories that need to be snuffed. Those are not good people. Those are wannabe petty tyrants. Exactly what they tell you Donald Trump is. It's all a complete farce, and even on the issues where Democrats grandstand as the better people, let's take the border for instance, no human being is illegal. Donald Trump is a horrible, deplorable racist. Even on those issues where they grandstand and pretend to be the good guy or the good person, they're not. They're funneling children into human smuggling rings. Hello? Frickin' wake up. And they're completely betraying the American taxpayer. Donald Trump used federal tax dollars to enforce American laws and protect American workers. Democrats are using federal tax dollars to essentially reward illegal migrants. Here's a free cell phone. Here's a debit card, a free house, and a bus straight to New York City. All all on your dime. They're not the good guys, they're just loud. That's pretty much it. Anyways, I gotta wrap this video up because Kamala Harris is tanking in the polls, and boy is that gonna be a video. Thanks for watching, folks, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.